Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Touch Base Tuesday. I want to talk to you today about the second invitation. When we look at the parable, Jesus speaking a parable about the king's wedding feast for his son, it turns on an important detail of Jewish marriage custom. The wedding host sent out two invitations for a wedding. The first was sent far in advance to let people know that a wedding was being prepared and that they were invited. This was necessary because weddings were major events that could last as long as a week. And when I was reading this, I thought about my late mother, owned a florist business for 27 years. And I thought about all of the weddings that she did. In most of those weddings, it was frantic, it was hectic, because they would have, everybody come in that was going to be in the wedding party on Friday night, and they would rehearse. And Saturday, they would come in there in less than 30 to 40 minutes. It was all over with. Started going and getting in cake and taking pictures. But the Jews were quite different. And I thought how really valuable that is, because that you spend a week and people come in, kinfolks, loved ones, and spending that time investing in those young people's life. Furthermore, it was done way ahead of time because there was no Facebook and there was no telephones or anything like that. So it took a while to be able to get the replies back. So then they started making all the preparations, and when they were complete, they sent messengers out with a second invitation telling the guests that the feast was ready and it was time for the celebration to begin. The scripture talks about in the book of John, he came into his own, and his own received him not. But it said, as many as received him, to them became the sons of God. And in that parable, I won't go into whole detail, but in closing, so when he came back, and the king says, what did they say? And they said, they're not coming, basically. And it said the king was wrought. He was upset. Again, it said it was an insult. So the king did something very strange. He told the messengers, I want you to go back out again, and I want you to go into the highways, and I want you to go into the byways, and I want you, the word is used here, I want you to compel them to come. And so that is exactly what is happening today, is that there is an invitation that's being come. It is not to just one nationality. It is not to just one race, but it's to whosoever will. It said, let him come, because the feast is ready. And we know that day, that when the Lord calls us, there is going to be another feast, a great day, because it's going to be the marriage supper of the Lamb. And I encourage you to get right with God, to accept the invitation that God, when he's calling you, that you'll be ready to go and participate in that feast. God bless you. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next week.